Hey there. Taj verse day 6. Day 6, I believe. So, been almost a week now. So I'll come out tomorrow and speak a little bit too. But yesterday I talked about habits becoming habitual. So you commit to a thing, you get used to doing it, um, and you get better just naturally. You get in the right spaces, meet the right people, but with consistency, you are going to get better at what you do. You're going to have confidence in it. So that was the message yesterday. Today, I'm going to talk about playing small. And that is so pivotal, which most people do, or a lot of people are still unlearning. Um, so there's some things I'm going to talk about with that. Um, but there's this line that I'm really loving, and I've been saying it for a while. But you can only face your incapacity with real stakes. You can only truly face your incapacity with real stakes. And what that means is some people, I feel like it's become culture to not try, or you're seen as a try hard or ew, that's lame when you decide to try really hard at something, which is gross. But with that line there, um, the things that you want to get good at, the things that you're going to be known for, you have to try at, and you're going to fail miserably. Um, it's not going to be pretty. Maybe you won't fail like super heavily at first, but you will fail, and you'll think that maybe you're not cut out for it, that you don't have the skills, and at that point, you're just at the start. Um, you think of the people with recognition, high level athletes, or people that are a spokesperson, politicians, whatever it may be. Um, they've probably failed many times outside of what they broadcast, outside of what they tell everybody, because they're focused on the winning. And so when you think about that, those people have probably failed many more times than you've tried, right? And that's how they got there. So you can only truly face your incapacity with real stakes. Your incapacity being your lack of skill, your lack of effort, your lack of time. And if there's one thing that sticks with you today, it should be that. And so there's a few things that are going to lead to success for you. Number one is vision. Vision can be seen as a lot of things. Vision being the vision you see for your future self, for your future project, for this thing that you're working on. And you don't have to. It is more beneficial to you if you have a more clear vision of what you're going after, as opposed to just wandering through the dark. Because if you have that vision, you have something to aim for. You have an idea of what it'll look like when you're done. And a lot of times, I think vision morphs, where you have an initial plan of what it looks like, right? And then it may look vastly different than when you first started, and that's okay. Sometimes it ends up better than you thought it would, right? Number two is belief. How are you going to do something if you don't believe it? And I'll tell you, people do. A lot of the time you find the belief in what you're doing as you do it. But action without belief does not result in true effort and true success. Because if you are half doubting what you're doing, you're not going to put your full effort. And one of the things my coaches taught me when I was younger, if you go the wrong way at 110%, right? If you fail miserably, your mistakes appear larger, so you learn larger. You understand more of the discrepancy between the action you took, what you tried to do, and what was the correct way. So, if you make mistakes, you can fail fast, which means you learn fast, which means you get better faster. And the last one is action. So, you really want to believe and the actions you're taking before you commit to the action. Well, sometimes you find the belief in that action as you take it. Those three core principles are going to be important for you being successful. And there may be other elements in there, but those are the three big ones. And with those three, those are going to change your surroundings, right? If you have a vision of what something should look like, if you have a belief that it will work, if you have an action that will lead you to do the things that will make you successful, it will naturally result in you being in the surroundings or the environment that's going to put you there. Because your belief and your vision will align with other people, and they accumulate in similar spaces, especially in today's age with technology. You can find people, whether they're nearby or far away, you can find people that want to do the same thing. So those three are going to result in surroundings. And with that, that leads to algorithms. So it is fascinating, and this could be a larger talk, but if you look at your social media platforms, your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube, they have an algorithm, and that's going to be the ways that videos are put onto your feed, what you're seeing, what you consume, right, becomes a part of you. And with that algorithm, you are changing your perspective. And with that algorithm, it may change day by day, whether it's passively or actively, right? If you see something on your feed that you don't care for, hit I'm not interested, right? Because if your attention is put towards something you don't entirely care for, that's going to mess up your algorithm. That's going to adjust the action you take, whether it's slightly or in a large capacity, right? And when those little things add up to change your algorithm, what you see, it changes what you do. So you have to actively reject what isn't for you. And that algorithm, I would say, runs in parallel with your mind. The algorithm of what you fall into doing, of what you choose, because it is neuroscience or psychology, how your brain works. What you look at, what you do, what your actions are geared towards, what you spend your time around, is going to be a large degree of what your life looks like, right? And then you can fall into rhythm of that algorithm. Bars. So there is a rhythm or a tendency or a pace that you fall into doing, which gets easier with following that algorithm that is either set for you or you set for yourself. So it is engaging or developing the neural pathways that you take action on daily. And you start to resonate in that. Resonating, that rhythm is something that you're vibrationally on, right? It's a certain frequency. I think of like radio waves. You switch a radio channel, you're hearing different messages, right? You are naturally going to be attuned to certain things. Let's say you are a basketball player. You are attuned to the mind of a basketball player, so naturally it's going to draw more of your attention. You are going to take more action in that realm, and that's what you're going to be geared towards. So the other noise sort of gets canceled out or muted. So adjusting your frequency or what your mind is attuned towards, that's important. And so you want to have the vibrational frequency of a winner, of someone that believes what they're doing, that they can do it, right? If you naturally are in that rhythm, you are going to fall into winning. And that's where we have to be careful about playing small, about viewing things in the realm of I'm not enough, I can't do this. If that's the culture you're around, where people don't fully believe what they're doing, they don't put the full effort into their action, you're naturally going to be that way. So the surroundings are important. I always love analogy. That makes stuff easier to comprehend. What I say is a plant outgrows its pot. So if you have a plant, you put it in a pot. It starts with a seed, right? That seed then grows into a larger plant. At some point, that plant needs to be repotted, because if it's not repotted, it can't outgrow the bounds that it's within, and it's not going to expand, get bigger, be into contact with more things because it's in a small pot. So you have to know the times that you want to repot. And with that, when you repot, when you expand into a larger space, you're learning not to play small, because you have more access to things, you have more access to knowledge or people or surroundings that are important for you to grow, like a plant. So that's important. And last off, I said it before, start rejecting what isn't for you, and you will see changes. If you are rejecting part of the algorithm and not falling into that rhythm, you create a new one. And when you create a new rhythm that you've fallen into, the things of that rhythm are easier, right? So reject what isn't for you. And when you reject isn't for you, you are naturally going to fall into what is for you. When you fall into what is for you, you get the consistency, and you get the knowledge, and you get the skill, and you're around the people. So that's something I'm heavily falling into myself, is reject what isn't for you. It's difficult, right? Because it can be easier, it can be set up to where, oh yeah, why would I not take that opportunity? But reject what isn't for you, because when you do, you will get what is for you because you waited. And then you will get more of it because you're in that space. So that's today's message. You're a winner. Remember, the day is great. Choose that before the day starts, and it will be. So that's my message on playing small. Stop playing small. You got stuff to do. All right. Have a great day.